Currently, I got a video on TikTok right now, averaging about 1.3 million views, and it's about squats. And one of the main questions that I get in that video is, bro, how do you squat so deep? So I'm about to get after a leg session right now, and I'm about to go take you guys through the 4 basic movements that I need to do before I get into a leg workout. The way I look at pre-workout mobility and routine and stretching is literally like, you don't see an NFL player just showing up to the game and just like putting a gear and just jumping into the game. They have to go through the proper warm-up, they go back to the locker room, they dress up. That's the way I approach my training. If you want to have a good training session, you need to make sure you're warming up properly. So I'm going to take you guys through 4 simple movements that I do that's literally a game changer that make sure I am getting after my leg sessions without any sort of sticking parts or any sort of restrictions. Without further ado, number 1. Just like a house with a faulty foundation, a house with a faulty foundation is meant to crumble. That's how I treat squats. So everything starts from the feet up. Ankle. One of the biggest limitations that's going to prevent you from squatting deep or getting to like a full depth is going to be lack of ankle mobility. So one of the things I want to make sure is one, I am having a good enough ankle mobility. How do you test if you have a good ankle mobility? So you can come over here, I'll show you real quick. What I want you to do is 1, I want you to grab a fist, thumbs up, pull that right in front of here, in front of a wall, and what you're gonna do from here is gonna drive your feet down. So what you're looking for is making sure your heel is not coming off the ground, and when you drive, you wanna make sure you get as close as possible to the wall. If you have limitations, you wanna test the first one, okay, see how far you're going. And I'm gonna test the second one, make a fist, grab through, and I'm gonna drive through. So I know typically I have more restrictions here than the other side, so I know I'm gonna pay a lot of attention onto this ankle before I jump up. So that's a quick little test you can do just to give you like an idea, okay, how is my range of motion? Again, fist right in front of a wall, and you wanna slide through as much as possible. Make sure your heel's not coming up. My heel's coming up slightly, so I know I'm gonna pay a lot of attention there. So now that you found the restrictions, this is how I typically like to do it. I'm gonna grab a kettlebell, lean over, I'm just gonna put a lot of pressure on there, I'm just gonna rock back and forth. I'm gonna go straight to the side, straight to the side. Again, I'm just trying to force myself to get over that. So I try to do this about 3 sets, 12 to 15 on each side.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll.
So the next one, if you guys have been following me for a while, or if you follow Squat University, you know exactly what's about to go down. So we took care of the ankle, now we're gonna take care of the knee. One of my favorite movements, and I did a past video in the past saying a touchdown squat is probably the only movement you need to do. And the beauty about a touchdown squat is it allows you to identify your sticking points. So the first thing you wanna do is obviously stagger. You don't have to do as high. You can start with a plate. All you wanna do is wanna hinge at the waist and just slowly drop down. So what you're gonna notice here is 1, you might feel some restrictions. Your knee does not wanna cross over your toes a lot, or maybe some, knee stability issues that you're dealing with, maybe like, tight hips. The touchdown squat allows you to identify those sticking points, but mostly allows me to make sure, knee stability, I'm loading my hips properly. So I like to do about 3 sets, 12 to 15 on each side.
And it's time to run it up, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to.
We took care of the ankle, we took care of the knee, now the hips. So I know a lot of times I have a lot of external rotation issues on both sides, so I want to make sure my hips is nice and open before I do my squat. I grab a kettlebell. Again, you've probably seen a lot of content like this on Squat University, including me or featuring me. This is my day to go to every time I do leg day. This is one of my main movements. So kettlebell, nice and low. What I'm doing here is I'm just squeezing my glutes, grabbing the dumbbell, I'm just like sliding back and forth. So you should feel a nice little tension in your hips, stretch, a nice little stretch opening up your groin. You should feel your glutes activated also. So again, let the weight drop, squeeze my glutes, external rotate my hips, and slide forward. I do about 3 sets, 12 to 15 on each side, or as much as I need to until I feel like less restriction on my groin.
See me on demand like, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we
The last movement is going to be banded leg raises. So what I like to do, if you have a band, you can loop that around your knee, staggering your weight on one side and then kicking back. Or you can do this working on your glute med to turn that on, obviously because that's your posterior stabilizer before you get into your leg session. So I typically like to do slide, 3 sets, 12, 15 on each side.
never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out.
So that is the 4 main movement that I do, that I make sure I do, that's going to put me in a position to have an incredible leg day. If you use any of these movements, let me know, comment below. If you are going to try any of this movement, let me know, comment below. SAMOK North, SAMOK Fit. Thank you for tuning in. Now see you in the next one. Peace.
Yo, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey.